How to stop being distracted in less than 10 minutes. Welcome back to another video. I'm Max Hindle and I help entrepreneurs who program their life, rewire their minds for happiness, success, abundance, fulfillment, confidence, you name it. Do it. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining a tactic, a little technique, a 10-minute technique that helps you stop being distracted in 10 minutes or less. Before we get started, please feel free to subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you get my notifications whenever I post. But other than that, let's get into the video. First thing I want you to understand is it's okay if you get distracted. I get distracted. People who say they don't get distracted have either been doing it for a very long time or are lying, because we get distracted from time to time, and that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of people that don't get distracted, and that is because they've mastered the art of not getting distracted, essentially. And I'm not here to tell you that you need to do that today, because you do not need to do that today. What you need to do today is understand, when am I being distracted? Because if you're not aware of when you're being distracted, how do you think you're ever going to stop being distracted? It's just like saying, I have a broken bone, but saying, no, I don't have a broken bone. I don't have a broken bone. But the x-ray shows you have a broken bone, but you're so adamant you don't have a broken bone that you just refuse to admit it, basically. When you admit it, you can say, okay, so now I need to fix my arm. Rather than saying, I'll just keep lifting things in my arm and making it worse. You need to be aware, you need to address the situation. You need to address the distraction. If you know what distracts you, you can then cut that thing out specifically. Now, there's many different techniques you can do. For example, when you're working, take your phone away, put it on airplane mode, do not put it in the room. Only put stuff in the room that isn't going to distract you, essentially. Get your work done, etc. Things like that, or the little things. But this little technique will completely change your life, I promise you. And if you stay to the end, you'll understand the full technique and you'll be able to do this for yourself easily and simply. So as I said, step number one is to catch it. And just like it goes, catch it, bin it, kill it, or whatever, or stop, drop and roll. There's always the first bit. You've got to stop, you've got to be aware, you've got to catch it. When you catch it, you can say to yourself, right, I'll give myself 10 minutes. If within 10 minutes I still want to be distracted, I will be distracted. Now, the reason this works is you're giving yourself time to be distracted. It's okay, in the next 10 minutes, you allow yourself to be distracted. That's perfectly fine. Because like I said, we're not just nipping it in the bud straight away today. You're allowing yourself to not be distracted so that long term, we can reduce the distraction and make yourself a not a distracted person. A not a distracted person, if that's even a word or a phrase. Then once you've said to yourself, I will be distracted in 10 minutes, I'll give myself 10 minutes, set a timer of 10 minutes, I can be distracted in 10 minutes. Now sit yourself there and say, why is it I want to be distracted? Is it my phone? And we're all great for this. Like, I could be distracted right now. I could look at Jay Shetty's new post, but I'm not going to because I'm recording a video. But I could look at it and then go on TikTok and just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, or go on Instagram and just start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So realistically, what is the reason I'm being distracted for? Is it going to benefit me? Is it going to help me? No. And then we can say to ourselves, if it's not going to benefit me, if it's not going to help me, why am I allowing myself to be distracted? What would it do if I stopped allowing this to distract me? And then the next step what I want you to do is give yourself a compassionate pep talk. Is this really going to help me? Is this going to progress me onto my dreams, my goals? And again, if you get distracted, that's perfectly fine. Don't beat yourself up. We all get distracted at times. I mean, I do. So I can't speak for everyone, but I know I get distracted at times, and that's perfectly fine. But if you get distracted too much, that's obviously not good, and we need to work on that. And if you do want to work on that, send me a message or head over to my website, www.maxhindle.com, and schedule a subconscious mind analysis, and we can do exactly that. But that's what I want you to do, is give yourself that compassionate pep talk and just really say, is this going to serve me? Is this going to help me? Because then from there, you can rationalize it and go, well, it's actually not. And then you can get into the habit, because we're habitual beings. We live 95% of our life in the subconscious mind, which is the habitual mind. So if we can stop ourselves getting distracted, we can slowly break down the distractions and say to ourselves, it's okay. I don't need that. Like, I could have just got distracted and gone on my phone, but I even know it's there. I'm not going to allow myself, because this is more important to me. Spreading my message, creating a movement of happy and fulfilled people, which is exactly what I'm doing, is more important to me than being distracted. That doesn't mean at times I don't get distracted, because I do sometimes. Then I catch myself and say, right, that's it. Off, phone down, phone away, so I can't see it. Because, well, exactly that, I just got a text. When that comes up, it flashes. When it flashes, what is that? Let me just look at it. Let me just go on to that. Let me just do this, this, and this, which distracts her. So once you've done this enough times, the next step, and do this a few times before you do this last step, I want you to stretch that 10 minutes out as long as possible and watch what happens after that 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You'll start to say to yourself, I know my pep talk, so I'll give myself that pep talk. That'll become habitual. Then you'll realize that you do no longer need to be distracted. You will forget that you once were distracted after that 10 minutes. And you'll start saying to yourself, well, I'll just carry on with the work that I was doing anyway. I'll just put my phone over there. And then you start to get out the habit of being distracted, because the only reason we are distracted is because we practice being distracted. For example, how many times do we pick up our phone? It's ridiculous. Something like 100 and something times a day. I don't know the exact metric. But if we pick up our phone that many times a day, we are literally practicing and mastering distraction. So if we can master mindfulness, we can master doing one thing at a time, we can master the 10-minute distraction technique and say to ourselves, why am I being distracted? And when we start giving ourselves a positive pep talk, when we start being our own coach, still looking for other coaches, even though I coach people and I hypnotize people and I take people through coaching programs, I always look for external coaches. Why? Because it's helpful. It benefits me. It allows me to be better at being me. That's all it does. So, if that has given you any benefit, let me know. Put a comment below. Try this technique out for yourself. Use it, abuse it, and make sure you lose it. When I say lose it, I mean that distraction. But other than that, I hope this video has given you some information, some inspiration to help you change your life. Please feel free to share this video, subscribe, hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post. And please feel free to share it with a friend, as I said, because you're helping create that movement of happy and fulfilled people. And to me, I'm deeply grateful. But other than that, I hope you have an amazing day. I hope you keep spreading love, kindness, and so much positivity.